Hi, everybody. This is Lorraine.
And Jennifer.
And this morning, I want to talk about your to do list.
It's quite long. Are you sure?
We, and yes, and that's really what I do want to talk about because we all have them. We have this to do list and it's got 100 tasks on it. And we get up in the morning and we start checking things off. And at the end of the day, we're like, wow, look at how many things I crossed off, right?
Yeah. People do that.
But then at the end of the week, if I ask you the question, did you move your business forward?
Yeah.
And you can say, well, I wrote 5 blog posts and I posted on social media and I went to these networking events. But did you move your business forward? And a
Yeah.
lot of times the answer is no.
No, because I think sometimes we equate busyness with productivity,
Mhm.
and it is productivity in that you're checking something off, but just checking something off that's not going to actually move the needle is a huge mistake that people make. And I think it's because we don't allow ourselves the time to think through, like, okay, I have this long list of things to do, and I could do all of it, but that doesn't mean I should or that it's the most important.
And I think that you kind of alluded to it that once a week, once a day, you need to sit down and ask yourself, what do I really need to accomplish? And what are the tasks that are going to get me there? And I think a lot of times we stall. Like, I know rewriting that web page copy is going to be awesome and it's going to be important and I'm going to be able to build off of it. But that feels like a lot. So I do something else instead. And I'm like, well, I didn't get to that, but I did this.
Now, see, I'm a planner, so I literally it's September, and I have already in my mind planned out my goals for the rest of the year.
Hmm.
Because what I do know that happens more than any other months is that the lead up to the holidays is it's gone. It
Hmm.
evaporates before anything. So if I don't make a plan now of the big rocks that I
Hmm.
want to accomplish by the end of the year, then I'm just going to mosey my way through the end of the year, and I'm not going to get anything worth of accomplishment done. I have to think now, okay, I've got 4 months left in the year. What am I going to do to make an impact?
Hmm.
And then what are the bite-sized things that add up to that?
And that's really the key is that when you have that big thing, I need to redo my whole website. I need to redesign this. I need to write this. And it's big. We look at it and we're like, well, I don't want to get started because it's already 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow. Uh,
Mhm.
you know what? That's a Monday thing. I don't want to start that on Thursday. Instead of saying, okay, this is what I want to do. Now, how do I break it into little pieces so I can do one piece of it today? And so
I
by the end of the week, I've got it done.
yeah. I think the reason people get into this really is because they're probably burnout or
Mhm.
unmotivated. And when those 2 things happen, you are looking for the easiest thing to
Mhm.
check off, and you're just trying to go through the emotions to get through the day. So, although it feels productive, I would suggest go for a walk, take a day off, go travel somewhere, go do something that makes, gets you that excitement, because otherwise you're going to waste a whole bunch of time and not move it forward.
It's yes, you're just circling the drain. You're
Mhm.
just there are those things that I can do in my sleep. You
Yeah.
know, when I start working on newsletters, I don't really need to think about it because I've already written the blogs. So pop up, boom, 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 boom. And I can get a bunch of them done. And what I finally got to was instead of trying to do one or two, I'll do 5 or 6 at a time
You're strategic about it.
because now I've got the economies of scale. I have all the apps opened. I'm moving from one to the other and I'm just getting them done.
Yeah.
And then you know what? I don't need to think about it for 4 weeks.
There you
So
go.
I don't have a task on my to do list every Monday that says newsletter.
Yeah.
Ask
Be
my
efficient with your time. I do a different trick is so I know, a lot of times I have to do some pretty hard strategic thinking. And
Mhm.
I know if you tried to ask me to do strategic thinking anytime after 2 o'clock, it ain't happening. And
Mhm.
so probably maybe not even after lunchtime. And so
Mhm.
if there are big things that I have to think through, it's the first thing I do in the morning. I eat that frog right then and there. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I have a clear mind. I can't do that kind of stuff in the afternoon.
And see, that's, I think, a huge part of your productivity is figuring out what your biorhythms are. And I love that experts always say, well, do it first thing in the morning. But there are people for whom that's not their best time.
Yeah.
For me, I am good early in the morning, and I actually get a second wind about 4 in the afternoon. But in the middle of the day, what I need to be doing is not working on budgets or working on trying to write something or doing strategy. I need to be out talking to people. And so when I was selling for my company,
Yeah.
that's when I had my best sales calls. I need to go, you know, there were so many early morning networking events, and for years I would go to them and I would hate it because that was my most productive work time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's just again thinking strategically. I think about that too, maybe a Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, my Mondays and Fridays are blocked out for
Mm-hmm.
client meetings because Fridays is usually spent on business and hanging out with you, quite frankly. And and then Mondays is, hanging with the team and getting the week set up. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm on calls, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm strategic about my time so that I
Mm-hmm.
can chunk things together.
Absolutely. And so we don't need to go on ad nauseum. I think we've been very productive in this conversation. But the takeaway is make your to do list, create your task list, use software if that's what you need, put it in a notebook, but then look at it and prioritize.
Stop
What do
just
you
checking boxes.
absolutely? All right.
I
I
take
think
care.
this is a box we're going to check for today.
There you go. Bye bye.
Bye now.